This is Wurps here, and welcome to my navigation guide. I've got 3 tricks in store for you in this video. The first one being that there has been a theory going around that due to the way the mansion specifically is generated from the start to the end, as opposed to the facility, which nobody knows what's wrong with that thing. This trick does not seem to work in the facility from what I've tested, but in the mansion, it's pretty reliable. And if the door you're looking at has the handle on the right, that means you're going deeper into the mansion, or it's a dead end. And if the handle is on the left, that means you're going towards the main. Now, this is kind of useful in a lot of circumstances, one of which being inversing in, and another being just finding your way back under normal circumstances if you're lost, which does happen pretty frequently unless you're using the next trick I'm going to cover. But for now, we'll just look at this. Now, we do have a left-facing door handle here that is locked, so I'm going to spawn in a key real quick and continue on my way. Now, the right door handles aren't useless. That just means I can look at them and say, oh, hey, that's the wrong way, which lets me narrow down where I should go. Now we're going to go back in here, try it again. Show that it can be done multiple times here. There's a right-facing door handle. Not what I'm looking for. Left. Going deeper in. Right. Keep going. Left. Now, there were a lot of branching paths that I could have taken, and if I was wandering around aimlessly, that would have significantly increased the amount of time that I was spending trying to get out of here. There's a left. Another left. Like, look at all those branching paths I could have taken. Imagine how long it would have taken to check every single one of those directions if I wanted to get out. Another left. And there it is. Let's go one more time here. Right-facing doorknob. Ignore. Grab the key because locked doors are a thing. There's already a left-facing one. Staircase, I will check later. There's the fire escape. Just looking for some door handles. It doesn't even matter what side they are. Even the right sides are useful because you know which way is not to go. Tons of ways that I could have wasted time checking, but I am already at the main. That could have taken so much longer. Yeah, so this trick, it works. I haven't seen it fail yet. Now the next trick here, you can do alone or organize it in a group, and that is referring to the following a wall tactic. Now, by following a chosen wall, you can split all 4 players up into a different looting pattern. So say I start on the right side here and just sweep up all this loot and bring it back. Now, if everybody's doing that strategy, you have 2 going in the main, 1 going right, and 1 hugging left wall. You can pretty much clean up everything because you can have the other 2 people going in the fire escape here. Now, that also makes it quite easy to actually get back, because if I follow this left wall and just keep going that direction, I will be able to find either a fire escape or my way back pretty easily. Now, it is possible for the maps to generate in such a way that you will encounter a loop where it won't work, but you can ignore it, or you can just go back to wandering normally. There's really no downside to trying the strategy, and if it doesn't work for whatever reason, you can just fall back to whatever you were doing before. But by following walls like this, especially in a coordinated fashion, you can quite easily cover all of the ground and completely loot areas, and it would be significantly harder to do that if you weren't following some organized strategy. But even if you aren't doing it in a group to loot everything, you can still find your way back, because you can just follow the wall when you want to go back. If you're following the left wall when you want to go back, you just follow the right wall. Now, you can try to keep track of which sides are dead ends to make your way back a little bit faster, so you don't have to traverse all of the dead ends on your way back like I'm currently doing, but it is an option. Now, once you take spray paint into account, which will be the third navigation suggestion I have here, this strategy levels up a little bit, and it's even faster. Now for the next trick, and that is just using spray paint. Now, you have to have a system for this, because if you just spray randomly, it's really only going to help you, and this kind of has to be discussed with people beforehand if they don't know the popular tactics for it, which this video is hoping to remedy. So what me and friends do, and what I see suggested, because it's just easy, is if a door leads to the main, or if you're like really close to the fire escape, you can also do it in this case. But if you spray a dot above the door frame, that means it is the correct way to the main. Now, if you are to find a dead end, such as this, because this is just a dead end, then you can mark outside the door frame on the left or right. Some people do both. It depends on how visible one might be, but this is a dead end. Now, you might think this doesn't have a lot of impact, but let me tell you, the amount of time saved overall from your entire team not needing to walk this way and waste their time and look around to make sure it's not a dead end, potentially multiple times each, because people just forget that it saves so much time. It's hard to keep track of on like a small scale, like you're not going to get easy feedback for it, but this might as well not be here. It's like a wall, so you don't have to check that way. This is definitely the right way, because there's only 2 doors here anyway. So you just go through as you're going, and you just leave little dots as you go past, and if anybody like comes that way and happens to see any of the dots, they could just, oh yeah, gold. They can follow the dot path back. 184, not bad. So this also makes inversing in after they return to the ship a little bit safer, because they'll actually find their way back with the trail of dots. Now, what you can also do, potentially, if areas are very confusing, you can put some stuff on the ground. I like to do it in the maze sections of the facility maps, but you can also do it in the mansion, because some of the rooms are quite large. You can just leave like a simple like arrow to the next area, like it might not be obvious that people need to check for that dot down there, so you can just do like a little, okay, it's not really, it's not working, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but you could do something like that to like point towards it, or make like a line. I try to be real conservative with my paint, but yeah, something like that. And what you can also do is use the positioning of the dot on top of the door frame to indicate which direction the next dot is, because you came from this way, the main's that way, you came here. Now here it's pretty ambiguous, so having it in the center is fine, but like say you go here. Now you could put this dot like pretty far to the right up there to indicate that the next dot in the chain back to the entrance is like kind of to the right. It'll just save a bit of time, so they don't have to manually check above each door frame in the connected room. Now, to combine this with the previous strat, both come together to make you navigate this very fast, because if an area is a dead end, you just can totally skip over it in your like looking around. See, we know this whole wing is a dead end, right? So we can just spray that. And the next time somebody is like following the left wall, for example, they can come up here, see that, and just skip it. And then when they come back, they can skip it. So it saves them a ton of walking potentially, and they can